She was not a soldier, and she didn't carry a gun. But when the men of Fort Henry ran out of gunpowder, it was Betty Zane, just a teenage girl, who ran straight into history. She's the focus of today's 10th episode of Hidden Heroes. I appreciate you watching. In the closing months of the American Revolution, the frontier along the upper Ohio River was still a battleground. And at Fort Henry, which is now Wheeling, West Virginia, the Zane family and their neighbors came across a very desperate situation. It was the siege in September of 1782. Now, Betty Zane came from a pretty well-known frontier family, and while some sources differ on details of her life, they all agree on this moment. When the defenders ran dangerously low on gunpowder, Betty volunteered to sprint from the fort to a nearby cabin where extra gunpowder was being stored. Out of all the men, it was Betty, a 16-year-old girl, who stepped up to the plate. It wasn't a long distance, maybe 40 to 70 yards, but it was completely exposed. Under fire, being shot at from both sides, she stepped through the gate, lifted her skirt so she could run, and charged across the open ground. She did reach the cabin, but the barrel of gunpowder was so heavy, she actually filled her apron with as much as she could, and then sprinted back as musket shots cracked again all around her. And somehow she made it. This insanely dangerous run resupplied the fort, it lifted morale, and more importantly, it helped the defenders hold out long enough that the attackers withdrew. Her courage quickly became a frontier legend. 19th century prints and even a novel by her great-grandnephew, Zane Grey, a pretty popular author, helped keep her story alive. The small details may change depending on the source. However, the heart of it does not. When survival depended on one brave dash, Betty Zane, a 16-year-old girl, was the one who actually stepped forward and did what nobody else would do. Today, a monument in Martins Ferry, Ohio, marks her grave, and her bravery lives on as a reminder that ordinary people can rise to extraordinary moments.